my friends out there. I hope everyone is doing okay. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to be as cheap and thrifty as I possibly can. So what I did was I bought these beef patties. Now these are cheap, like 53.5 cents each at Walmart, and they're partially soy. So what I want to do is I want to make sure I have meat in my freezer. And so I was thinking today, I think the prudent thing to do is just assume that a recession, a depression, or a famine is coming. And you know, I'm not putting too much onion because I'm going to add green onions too. And this is one of my best stir fries, so I just want to add a little garlic salt. Stockpile spices. That's really going to help, especially if you're eating some kind of cheap. Usually you would use steak or some kind of good beef in this. But, you know, I'm being cheap. Stability is the key. So I bought mushrooms marked down, and at 99 cents only, I bought 6 or 8 tomatoes. So this is really a good combination. So if I knew a depression or a recession was coming, I want to enjoy life as much as I possibly could before it got here. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be too miserable because, you know, a depression in itself or a recession is really going to be miserable. You can use canned tomatoes in this. You know, what's good are those tomatoes in tomato juice. One of the followers' sons had the corona, and she asked me, do I know any good recuperative ideas? So if any of you know of any, you know for sure, if you can leave it under comments, and it might help someone else. And also if you can pray, 2 of her children, enlightened by grace, got the COVID. And probably a lot of people that we don't even know about. So now I have quite a bit of rice. I'm just going to add it all. Okay, the thing about this is it's really good leftover, and it's, you know, not expensive. So what I have to put on it, so this is going to help my cheap hamburger. Another thing I was thinking this stuff would be good for is like spaghetti or enchiladas or like some kind of hamburger and vegetable stew. You know, it's cheap. I like to brown my rice. It makes a lot and it's good left over. And you can add any kind of vegetables. And just a mention, when I realized that I could buy vegetables and fruit marked down, that is really going to save you. So I made 4 cups of iced tea, and I had some green onions, and I'll put those on in a minute. So 99 cent only has really good yogurt, 50 cents. And so what's good is I have one of my apples, you know, that I got 50% off. And apples are really good. Oh, I'm going to peel my apple. I really don't like to eat apple peels. I try to peel everything I possibly can, if I possibly can. It just takes a minute. And so, you know, if you shop at a place that like 99 cent only, or almost any place, I can get the salad marked down and make a point, if you live close enough, to check it out. If you don't have this stuff, you can get soy sauce and season with salt, pepper. Ooh, yummy. Look how delicious my stir fry is coming out, you guys. Salt, pepper, and sugar with soy sauce. But this kind of stuff is a little bit sweet. Let me see. I'll try to figure out what's in this stuff. Water, sugar, salt, sherry. I bought it at 99 cents only, and it tastes really, really good. So I've been working a lot around the house. So I want to make this isolation as productive as I possibly can. And then, you know, after it's done, if I need pepper, then, you know, I'll add the pepper. So, you know, I bought a lot of fruit marked down this week, a lot. See, I learned this on the chef show. If you do study anything, I mean, even if you're not, you're not, really making a study of it, you're just watching it, you're going to pick up stuff, eventually. Look how tasty this looks. The trick is to really brown your rice like this. That's when the stir fries are really, really tasty. I don't know if I demonstrated that before. So then for my dessert, apples and cottage cheese. I'm not going to add the yogurt right now because I'm going to eat it later. If we knew a depression, a recession, or a famine was coming, let's say we knew that. They say a third event is going to happen. Okay, in times it was pestilence, disease, then famine. Okay, we've had animal disease, and now we've had people disease, and it's strongly possible that the corona is going to crop back up in a terrible second wave due to the protests. A lot of people are messed up very, very bad. The small business owners, they say it's a recession when you don't have it's a recession when your neighbor doesn't have a job, but it's a depression when you don't have a job. So, look at this. This is one of my best. Okay, so now, so you could go with this cheap turkey. I mean, you could go with this cheap hamburger. I'm going with this because I think this is okay. The rock bottom. If I knew a depression was coming, I wouldn't be lofty. I would just pack my freezer full of meat. Chicken, the cheapest chicken you can find, and bacon ends. So now My Frugal Life, go follow My Frugal Life because you'll really love it. And read the comments. She left under comments that she is eating ground turkey. And so it occurred to me out here, they have buy one, get one free on ground turkey, the good stuff. It's not as cheap as this, but it might be a little bit better. Oh. MJ, You Are Not Alone is the one that named her chicken after me. And thank you very, very much. And there was a lot of good comments and I can't remember them all, but I try to read them because they're as helpful to me as they are to everyone else. And if you see someone who's sick or, having a hard time, if you wouldn't mind just praying for them, because you never know whose prayers of faith are going to help you. Usually it's some humble prayers. Usually it's someone who's been through something similar. They can really pray, and it's very, very bad, and you know how bad it is. Another thing I wanted to mention to my followers, you can be tracked by your phone. So like if you go to places, they know exactly who is where. Your phone is pinging and it follows you exactly to the place you go and exactly home. So don't be going places that you shouldn't be and doing stuff because your phone, and they're creating a database, I guarantee you. And tough times might be coming to some of these places. So be very careful, thinking, you're anonymous, because you're not. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you all.